trunks, weighing 157 for the record of 19-2, 7 by knockout, Mike "Moving On" Tinley. And in the red corner, from the Bronx, New York, wearing red and white trunks, weighing 158.5 with a record of 16-3, 12 by KO, Iron the Blade Barkley. Joe Brown.
Iran Barkley has become a favorite around here, John. He's been very impressive this year.
Well, he's an impressive fighter, Sam. He's an exhilarating fighter. He makes you want to come back to see him. And after that knockout of Warford Scipion in that last fight, that right hand was a thing of beauty. And incidentally, he was having his problems up to that point, as you recall.
It was a tough fight.
And to pull it out against a fighter like Scipion, who still has quite a bit left, was a real big win for him.
Louis Rivera is the referee. Tinley is a tough man. He's a good boxer. He's been in with some good ones. He lost a 12-round decision early in 1984 to Doug DeWitt. He's come back with decision victories over Andre Cooper. He's beaten Robbie Sims twice by 10-round decisions. His last fight was July 11th, a 10-round decision over Ray Gray. Barkley starting quickly.
Dangerous fight for Iran Barkley in the red. He's a man on the move, but he's in there against a guy that knows what it's all about. He's not a knockout puncher. He's a boxer, and he's a good one. Got 7 knockouts in 22 fights.
Left by Barkley, taking on the gloves. I think already we're seeing Tinley show you the defensive skills that he possesses. He's a real good boxer.
You can't make a mistake with Barkley, though. You make one little mistake and he'll capitalize on it. He'll lay that right hand on you, and he can punch with both hands, by the way. That was a pretty good right hand by Tinley.
Real nice one.
Louis Rivera is our referee.
So what I see happening early, John, now I don't know that this would be a trend, but a lot of the things that Barkley is throwing, he's putting out a lot of energy and not doing anything. And missing, landing on the gloves, he could wear down in a long
He's a little over anxious, Sam. He's trying to get the job done real early. You know, don't think that Barkley's not a pretty good boxer as well as a puncher. He's a fairly good boxer, Sam. But he's in there against the guy who is a better boxer, but not nearly as good as a hitter as Barkley is.
Barkley has certainly improved as a boxer. We've seen that come in the last several fights. Less than a minute to go. Round 1. This one is scheduled for 12. If you joined us late, Mike Tyson did his usual number. It lasted 1:19 seconds, and he took out Sammy Scaff. Good left hook by Barkley.
Right on the butt.
Tinley has been stopped only once in his career. That was in 1982. Robert Thomas stopped him in the 3rd round. Final seconds of the 1st round. Tinley's done some good work on the inside. Round 2 scheduled for 12. Iran Barkley in the red trunks. Mike Tinley in the white. That left hook was taken on the gloves by Tinley. Scipion had good experience, John, but Tinley may be the best fighter Barkley has faced.
That's right, he is.
next step for both these fighters, an important step for them.
Difference between Tinley and Scipion is Tinley is a fighter on the way up, and Scipion is not.
Yeah. Winner of this will grab the vacant Continental America's Championship. Just another belt created to put a little glamour in there and to be used as a stepping stone in the WBC rankings. Barkley with some pressure, but Tinley maneuvers well.
I don't think you're going to see Tinley take the lead too often in this fight, Sam. I think he's going to lay back. He's an excellent boxer. He's going to slip a lot of punches. He's going to wait for Barkley to come at him and try to catch him as a counter puncher, but I don't think you'll see him take the lead. Barkley should know that by now, and he ought to go to work. And as you mentioned earlier, Sam, Barkley is missing an awful lot of punches. His timing is off. Probably pick it up as he goes along, but right now it's off. And Tinley's complaining to the referee about the butt.
A minute to go in the second round. Tinley getting in some punches, not big ones, but he's getting them in.
Tinley knows what he's in there with. He knows he's in there with a puncher. Tinley's a boxer. He's going to use what he's got, and he's going to try to avoid what Barkley's got.
And the question is, will Barkley tire as a result of Tinley making a miss, or will he catch up with Tinley later on?
Well, one good shot, Sam. If he can find Tinley with one good shot, he'll slow Tinley down, and he'll be available for the biggie.
Loading up for a right hand. Final seconds of the second round. End of round 2.
Going on vacation?
Round 3 scheduled for 12.
Round 3.
Tinley's been in against some good hitters before. In with Robbie Sims. Against Doug DeWitt, who's a good middleweight.
Barkley's too far out when he throws that jab. He's got to move in.
Tinley getting the better of that exchange, but a good left hook by Barkley.
Barkley ought to stay right in there, right where he is now, and go to work.
And you see Tinley wrap him up. Wrap that arm around the left. Barkley got in a right hand. Boy, he's so dangerous.
He could do it with either hand, but particularly that right hand.
That right is free, and he was using it, pounding the ribs and then getting a right upstairs. Barkley looking better here. Both men missing.
It's Barkley who is trying to force the fight. He's trying to do the lead. He's gaining points in the eyes of the judges. He should be, at least. Incidentally, there are 3 judges. The referee does not participate in the decision here in New York.
Tinley's tough to fight. He gets your arms wrapped up on the inside. And now Barkley getting some room for that left hook.
He set him up pretty good with that left hook. He didn't do anything about it. He should have came back with that right hand.
Went to the body with a left hook. Tinley takes a good punch. Less than a minute to go in the third round, but a much better round for Rand Barkley over the first 2. Tinley got in a left hook. Barkley felt that and backed off a little bit. Barkley, never a fighter known for his defense, has done a good job of offense here, and he's also picked off a lot of Tinley punches. Professional boxing is coming to you from Madison Square Garden, South Forum.
Perform better at whatever you do. Stay to the limit with Power Stretch.
Sam Rosen and John Condon at ringside. Hope you're enjoying professional boxing. This is our featured event. Actually a co-feature. We had our early feature with Mike Tyson. That was a quickie. This one a little longer. Scheduled for 12, the Continental America's Middleweight Championship. Rand Barkley in the red trunks, Mike Tinley in the white. Barkley's looked a lot better the last 2 rounds.
Right. He's not missing the punches he missed earlier in the fight.
Tinley got in a right, but Barkley all over Tinley.
Tinley's getting in quite a few punches, but they're not hurting punches. He's gotten in a couple of good right hands to the head of Iran Barkley, but he just rolled with them.
Oh, big left hook! Tinley on wobbly leg!
Barkley knows he's got him. Just got to corner him now, finish it off. You can tell just by the way his legs cross. He got hit with a left hook, and Barkley has got to go to work right now.
Look at Tinley, though. The way he danced away from trouble. He's trying to tie Barkley up. There's plenty of time. Just under 2 minutes to go in this round. A lot of time left in this 4th round. A big left hook. The power of Barkley. It's what you talked about, John. That one punch could really slow Tinley down.
And he is slowed down.
Good right.
There's the right hand. He'll catch up with him now with almost anything he wants to throw. He's taking his time, and he's not over-anxious, Barkley.
Barkley was missing before. He's not now. Tinley has got to find an escape route.
Take a look at the eyes of Tinley. He's got a little fright in him right now.
But he's doing a pretty good job of making Barkley miss.
Using everything he knows about boxing. And this is wrong. This is wrong on the part of Barkley. He should not do what Tinley is doing. He ought to go right to work. Stay with him.
Good left to the body. Barkley's on him now. Tinley can't escape. Barkley on top of him. Tinley trying to make him miss. Did a good job of slipping, and now goes for a walk again to collect himself. Barkley trying to stay under control. Tinley checks the clock. He's got no legs right now. 45 seconds to go in the round. Tinley still shaking, trying to collect himself.
This is false bravado on the part of Tinley. He's trying to impress Barkley that he's not hurt. He certainly is. And those legs of his are gone. They're getting like oatmeal right now.
Very wobbly legs for Mike Tinley. Barkley with 20 seconds left in the round. Tinley looks at the clock, hoping it'll be his friend and get him a 1-minute rest. Tinley needs some time in the recovery room right now. He gets cautioned for holding. It's the end of round 4. Tinley has survived. Big round for Rand Barkley. Tinley, you see him, he's been motioning to the crowd every round, at the end of every round. It's a pro-Barkley crowd, to say the least.
You know, if he's in good physical shape, if he's in, let's say, perfect, he has to be in perfect physical shape. He can snap back from that bad round he's just had, but we'll know very early in this next round whether or not it still bothers him. His legs were practically gone in the last round, and he was walking around the ring with his hands down. As I said, it was false bravado. He was trying to tell Barkley, I'm not hurt. He certainly was.
I've seen Tinley fight for over 3 years now, John. I've never known him to be in anything but top physical condition.
Okay, fine. Then he can snap back.
He's a good trainer.
This is toward the end of the last round now. There's the right hand.
Early in that round, it was a big left hook that almost sent Tinley down.
That's the one that did it. The right hand was just a follow-up a little later, but the left hook was the big punch in that round. Here we go.
Round 5. Tinley looked sharp in the first 2. Barkley has come on in the last 2, and very big in round 4.
Barkley did not punch himself out. He very well could have done that, but he didn't do it. He kept his cool. And I guess he says to himself,
Barkley got hit with a left hook.
Did.
And Tinley tries to follow up. Barkley has collected himself. He got stunned momentarily with a left hook by Tinley.
Started to say that Barkley was probably saying to himself, I'll just take my time and catch up with this guy when I want to. But in the meantime, he got one himself. I don't think it did that much damage. Tinley's not that big a hitter. And he's caught Barkley a couple of times in the fight with right hands, and they didn't seem to bother him.
Tinley looks like he's collected himself, but he's still looking a little bit carefully at Barkley. He's fighting flat-footed. Not as much bounce, not as much spring in those legs of Tinley as there was earlier.
No, he's flat-footed now. He's going to grab and hold instead of moving. He's going to grab and hold as much as he can, especially when Barkley comes at him or lands anything that's a halfway decent punch.
Good right hand by Tinley.
It's about the third or fourth right hand that Tinley's landed on Barkley, and it just rolls off his chin.
Nice comeback round thus far from Mike Tinley.
That's what I mentioned, Sam, that if he's in good shape, he can snap back from it.
And I guess for Barkley, he has to be a bit concerned about the 12-round distance, and maybe that's why he didn't go all out in that third round.
Could be very true.
In the fourth round, excuse me. Good left hook by Barkley, got in there. Less than a minute to go. Round 5. Nice combination by Tinley.
Ties him up pretty well, does he?
Yes, he does. He's very good at that. Less than half a minute to go. Round 5, scheduled for 12. Tinley slapping left hook. But he's been pretty sharp with his punches for most of this round. Professional boxing is coming to you from Madison Square Garden's Felt Forum.
Hey.
Good comeback round for Mike Tinley in that 5th round.
Left hook.
Back to the live action. Round 6 scheduled for 12. Tinley in the white trunks, Barkley in the red.
I'm wondering if there's anything wrong with the left eye of Iron Barkley. They have a lot of gook on it. You see it in the corner?
Yeah.
So it might be
Some swelling over that eye.
it might be a little bit of an abrasion there or whatever. They have some Vaseline or whatever they're using.
And there's some swelling under the right eye as well. Barkley digs with that left hook. Really gets good leverage on his punches. A lot of that right hand was landed on the left shoulder of Tinley, but some of it did score.
The left eye of Barkley's could become a problem. It's not cut, but it's swollen.
Tinley moving better, back to slipping punches again. He must be careful of that Barkley power. The boxer has been the distance many, many times. Barkley, earlier this year, did go 10 rounds with Randy Smith. Good right by Tinley.
Shook him up a little bit with it. He dropped his hands, a sure indication he was hurt.
Barkley was 8 rounds in his last fight, but Tinley is a man who's well-conditioned. This one is scheduled for 12. Tinley looking sharp.
Tinley really snapped back after that bad round he had 2 rounds ago. Tinley's outboxing him in this round.
Yes, he is. Jab is doing a good job for Tinley. Keeps up. He's moving side to side. Caught Barkley coming in with that jab several times in this round. There's swelling under Barkley's right eye, and as John mentioned, he's swelling over the left eye. Good left hook by Barkley.
Yeah, and he shook him up with it.
Tinley backing off.
Kind of a delayed reaction, but you notice that Tinley, after he took that left hook.
A lot of power in the punches of Barkley. You're watching professional boxing from Madison Square Garden's Belt Forum.
This month in Inside Sports Magazine, get the inside stories and exclusive ratings on more than 350 of baseball's top players. Find out why Total Average reveals Ricky Henderson and Pedro Guerrero to be baseball's best. And as an extra bonus in the March issue, you'll get a chance to win a new 1986 Chrysler Laser XT. With its hot new lines, fuel-injected turbo power, Euro handling suspension, 5-speed gearbox, and blistering performance specs, this Laser XT is pure street heat. Or you can win one of more than 1,800 fitness prizes, including exercise a new Chrysler Laser XT to boot.
Round 7. Barkley comes out a little slowly for round 7, but he lands the left hand. Tinley has come back well in the last 2 rounds after he was hurt and in trouble in round 4. Not down. Big left hook. Later on in the round, a good right hand by Barkley. Hurt Tinley. There's no cut, but there's a lot of swelling over that left eye.
Another left by Barkley.
Let's see how he follows up. Let's see what he does. A little cautious is Barkley. Is that left hook getting in? Tinley picks up the movement a little bit.
Well, he knows how to use that ring. He's a real master at it. 20 feet inside that ring, he's using all of it.
You heard Tinley say ring generalship will be the key for him.
That's what he's showing right now. That kept him out of trouble when he got hurt. Actually, the only time that Mike Tinley is going to get hurt or going to get hit is when he makes a defensive mistake.
They tried to tie up Barkley. Barkley wouldn't let him do it.
Barkley's not going to overpower him to get the punch across because he's too good a boxer. He'll move and he won't be there. But if he makes a mistake, like dropping his hand or whatnot and moving in as he's doing it, he's going to get caught.
I wonder, Barkley just missed with that right hand. Barkley's been throwing a lot of left hooks, and I wonder if maybe Tinley might get caught looking for that left hook and get hit with a right. Barkley's got good power in that right hand, as he showed against Scipion. 45 seconds to go in the 7th round. Tinley hasn't done much in this round.
No, he just landed a right hand again. It must be the 6th or 7th one on Barkley, but they don't mean a thing.
Barkley got in a right, countered by Tinley. Now Tinley switches momentarily. Barkley has carried this round. This one is scheduled for 12 for the Continental America's Middleweight Championship. It's been a good one and still got a ways to go.
I walked along the country roads and strangers smooth.
We're at the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden. This is our main event, scheduled for 12 rounds for the Continental America's Middleweight Championship. Mike Tinley from Camden, New Jersey in the white trunks. Barkley from the Bronx, New York in the red trunks. The title was vacated by Jose Quinones. The title used as a stepping stone by the WBC for top 20 ranking.
It really wasn't vacated, Sam. It was taken away from him because he refused to fight Barkley.
Thanks for correcting me. You're right about that, John. can understand why.
Yeah.
This is a good matchup. Just about what we expected. The puncher Barkley with a good power, rocking Tinley on occasion. Tinley coming back with a boxing ability and defensive skills.
Classic puncher and the classic boxer. Always a good argument in boxing.
Who's better, right?
Yeah.
This is the 8th round. Those last couple of rounds could be the difference. Conditioning. Barkley digging those punches in. It's a close one. This is a close fight. Tinley's punches aren't as big as Barkley's, but he's effective. You can see it in the face of Barkley. They're swelling.
Ability counts in the scoring set.
Yeah.
As Mr. Tinley says, ring general.
Right gut done in by Tinley.
It's a typical Iran Barkley fight, though. It goes along like this, plodding and plodding and plodding, and all of a sudden he explodes.
That's what happened with that Scipio.
Yep.
Half a minute to go. Round 8. Part of that right landed. It kind of glanced off Tinley's left shoulder.
Bothered him because he went in and grabbed and held.
Coming to the end of the 8th round.
Your high-performance wheels are ready and waiting. Results.
Round number 9.
Round 9. Rand Barkley has only been to round 9 once in his career. That was against Randy Smith in May of this year when he went 10 and won a 10-round decision over Smith. Tinley has been 12 rounds 4 times in his career.
Dropped that right hand in again and caught Barkley with it, but again, meant nothing.
Barkley trying to find that left hook, trying to dig that left hook in there. Tinley fighting well, countering well.
Just jabbed his way out of that problem.
Oh, good combination by Tinley. Barkley keeps coming. Caution for holding. Barkley. Good left hook.
Set him back with it.
Might be a little cut at the side of the left eye of Mike Tinley. Tinley backing off again. Tinley has used the ring very well when Barkley's been able to pin him to the ropes. He's done some effective scoring. Tinley hasn't let himself get trapped too many times.
As you mentioned, he's a well-conditioned fighter, Sam. He hasn't slowed up, even though he was hurt earlier in the fight. He hasn't slowed up at all. His pace is the same, and his punches are just as good now as they were in the early part of the fight.
Barkley with a good right hand. Tinley tying him up, trying to tie him up. Less than a minute to go.
There's 3 punches. Tinley made him miss 3 punches. 4.
I think we're seeing some signs of fatigue on Rand Barkley.
You're right, and it started in the last round.
Tinley showing swelling over the left eye. Half a minute to go, 9th round. Scheduled for 12. Barkley left hook. Good left hook again. It rocked Tinley. He's got to back off. Barkley with a right hand that stunned Tinley. Final seconds of round 9. This is professional boxing from the Felt Forum in Madison Square Garden. That title is on the line right here. It's a vacant title. The winner will hold it. And will also get a big step up in the WBC rankings. Good right by Tinley. Catches Barkley coming in. Tinley in the white trunks, Barkley in the red. Either man has been down. Some big punches have landed. Tinley was shaken a little bit in the 9th round. He was hurt early in the 4th round, but survived and came back big. Now Barkley seems to feel he's got the edge on Tinley.
We have 2 judges. This might be interesting to point out, Sam. We have 2 judges, Billy Graham and Bernie Friedkin, who, when they were fighters, and they were good ones, were boxers.
Interesting.
So they're looking at a boxer against a puncher, and this is a pretty close fight. Eva Shane is the other judge. She was not a puncher or a boxer.
At least we hope not, for her husband's sake. Frank, her husband, a great man. Eva Shane, one of the outstanding judges in boxing. Barkley just missing with that right. It looks like he's saving that right for a big moment, John.
Well, they better start using it soon, Sam. It's getting late.
This is the 10th round. Barkley has never been past 10. Right by Tinley.
Another one. That's at least the 10th right hand that Tinley has been able to lay on Barkley.
He did it again, and there's a lot of swelling over that left eye of Barkley, John. He may not be able to see.
He's reaching him with that right hand. Yeah. He doesn't seem to have any problem reaching him with the right hand. And he's really doing, Mike Tinley right now, really doing a good boxing job on Iran Barkley.
Good left hook by Barkley. That's been his bread and butter in this fight. Tinley ties him up. 40 seconds left in the 10th round, scheduled for 12. Rivera cautions Barkley about butting. There's that right hand again. I think he's having trouble seeing that right, John. That swelling over the left eye is bothering him now. Good use with the the jab by Tinley now.
The eye is really puffed up. The eyelid is puffed out.
I'd say that eye is probably about 50% closed.
Or more.
Good round for Mike Tinley. Still have 2 rounds to go. Don't go away.
Welcome to the
left eye of Iran Barkley. You can see how swollen and puffed up it is. It's in real bad shape. It's in the worst possible place. Or underneath, it would be a lot better for him.
Louis Rivera is telling both fighters to watch their heads inside. Tinley is doing the complaining about butting, but both men have been, I think, guilty of leaning in, leaning forward with the head. Big swelling over that left eye. What do you call it, John? Egg size?
Yeah, I'll tell you, if that opens up, he's in trouble, real bad trouble right away. Because it's in a spot that will just pour blood when it does open up.
Barkley has never been this far in a fight in his pro career. Barkley coming in with a record of 16-3, 7 straight wins this year, 6 by knockout. Facing a very tough man and a very skilled boxer in Mike Tinley, who's done an outstanding job. What do you think, John? What do you think's ahead?
On a fight right now, I've got Tinley ahead, just very, very slightly.
I agree with you. Good right by Tinley. And again, right uppercut, Tinley.
He's really doing a job right now on Barkley. A good boxing job, a little bit of it is unorthodox, but he's going to do it his way, as long as it's working for him.
And I guess good right hand rocks Barkley.
Put him around.
Barkley having trouble seeing that right.
Okay, now look at Tinley. See, he had an opportunity there. He didn't want to take a chance. He didn't want to gamble with it. He knows he's not that big a puncher. He just continued to be a boxer. He got the lick across, and he just settled for that.
Barkley's left eye has got to be about 75% closed. He got rocked by a right. No knockdown. Louis Rivera says no knockdown.
He threw a left hand, a left hook that missed, and the momentum carried him through.
But Barkley is in trouble, John. Every right hand of Tinley is landing.
The distance, I think, is bothering Barkley right now. As you said, this is the furthest he's ever gone.
Tinley is carrying out his game plan to perfection.
Right, and he's in excellent physical shape. He's been hurt a couple of times in the fight, and here he is, almost as fresh as when he started.
This has been his characteristic throughout his career. Mike Tinley has lost only twice, got stopped once in 1982, lost a 12-round decision early in '84 to Doug DeWitt, a fine fighter.
Tinley should not gamble right now. He should box and box and box and just keep boxing for the rest of the fight. I don't know how he feels about it. I'm sure he must think he's ahead. And he should just try to protect that lead, however slight it is.
The end of round 11.
Does a mouthwash have to taste medicine-y to kill germs?
Mama. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
12th and final round. There have been no knockdowns. But the facial expressions tell the story. Rand Barkley's gotten the worst of this one. Let's see what happens. Barkley trying to dig down. Swelling under his right eye, big swelling over the left. Tinley continues to pop the jab.
He doesn't pop it once either. He just keeps popping and keeps throwing.
Barkley fighting from desperation now.
Barkley's got to knock him out to pull the fight out.
And he got in a right hand.
Nice workout.
Tinley got a little careless and got hit with a right hand that shook him up, and he's got to hold on.
Yeah, well, he held on long enough, I think, to clear his head. He shouldn't gamble. He doesn't need to gamble. He's getting just a little too cocky.
Does Barkley have enough? He looks at the clock. He's got to dig way down. That left eye is, maybe 80% closed. He can barely see out of that left eye.
Tell that last shot that Tinley took is taking his toll. His legs are a lot slower now. Since then, he's not moving the way he did. He's just walking around the ring.
Drew Barkley in, landed a few punches, then tied him up. And yes, ring generalship has been the strength of Mike Tinley. He has fought the fight the way he wanted to. A lot of movement. Good right hand again by Tinley.
Notice what he did when he threw it. He got inside and hugged the chest of Barkley. Got out of danger.
To the clock again.
Well, this has been a tough fight for Iron Barkley. He's been hurt.
One minute to go in the fight. Mike Tinley looks to be the fresher of the two. He's been this distance before. This is the 5th time he's gone 12 rounds in his career. Good combination. That right continues to get in.
He threw 4 jabs, and then he threw the right hand.
First time in New York City for Mike Tinley. He hasn't let him phase it. Hasn't let it phase him at all. Barkley's fans have been behind him, but Tinley has been able to silence them with a good, solid performance. There have been no knockdowns, but it's been a good one. Very few quiet rounds. Barkley still looking for the big one.
Well, do we have the answer of the puncher against the boxer?
Good right by Tinley. I think in this one we do. Crowd likes it. They're on their feet.
It was a good fight. It was a hard fight for both fighters.
Excellent matchup. Good performance. Tinley.
He's taking over the town.
Barkley fans don't appreciate it, but Tinley, I think, has reason.
Well, we'll find out.
Now February is the time for a trip to Sunnyside Spec Motors for your best.
The strength
Kick my ass.
You know, it's like I was leaving and I was sitting in the...
Little cut we mentioned opened up over the left eye. In the 10th round, but Tinley didn't let it bother him. Cards being checked and checked again at ringside as we await the decision.
Judges are Billy Graham, a former welterweight boxer. They call him the uncrowned welterweight champion. And Bernie Friedkin and Eva Sheen. 3 good judges. Let's see what they come up with. I know what I come up with. I come up with Tinley the winner.
I do too, John. Scored at 7-5 for Tinley. He's waiting and hoping. And we're waiting. And judges are still going on.
I can't remember if I was ever wrong, Sam. Can you?
I'll back you all the way, John.
If I was ever right is more like it.
Still, the wait continues. And maybe this one.
Well, the slips are in. The judges are now over on the slips of the judges are over the side. The commissioner looks at him, and now Marvin Goldberg has the answer.
Okay, he has checked it out. Now he's going back to the judges again. Still not sure.
Both fighters are over there trying to take a peek.
Mike Tinley said, I won fair and square. Well, we'll see if the judges think so, too. Well, now they're waiting for the representative of the WBC to come in with the Continental America's Championship belt.
There he is. Marty Cohn is his name. Very fine gentleman. He's got a cowboy hat on. We'll pick him up in just a moment. There he is.
Marty, there's the belt. They're going over the scoring one more time.
He's the president of the Continental America's Championship Committee.
Okay, I think we have it now. Marvin, let's find out.
Here is the breakdown in the scoring. Judge Bernie Friedkin scores it. 116-111, Barkley.
Wow, that's a large margin for Barkley.
Billy Graham scores at 117-112, Tinley.
And a large margin the other way.
And Judge Eva Sheen scores it 116-112. The new champion, Iron Barkley.
Barkley. Wow. How about that? Mike Tinley doesn't believe it. It's a split decision victory for Iron Barkley.
Let's get a big hand to Mr. Tinley.
Wow. How about that one?
Oh, happier guy in the world than Iron Barkley right now.
Those are tears coming down. Tears of joy from Iran Barkley. He took some punches, but he's a winner. Iran Barkley wears the belt. The WBC Continental America's Middleweight Championship belongs to Iran Barkley with his 8th straight win this year. It is a split decision victory and a tough loss for Mike Tinley. I think Tinley fought an outstanding fight. And I think you can see by the discrepancy in the scoring that the judges on one side saw it for Barkley by a large margin. Eva Sheen and Billy Graham, rather Eva Sheen and Bernie Friedkin scoring it for Barkley 116-112, 116-111. That means Barkley won by a margin of 4 rounds and 5 rounds on their cards, and Billy Graham found it for Tinley by a margin of 5 rounds. A large difference the other way. In any event, Iran Barkley has